They just said, hey, we need you to send us a confirmation email saying that they won't ever see the infield. And I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. We will not. We'll make sure the players don't wear them unless they buy them directly from us, and they will not play in them at all.
Is anybody there?
What's up, Dad Hack Crew, and welcome to episode 2 of my conversation with Kevin Tibbett of the Columbia Fireflies. On this episode, we finish our conversation about merchandising, some of the things that work, that don't work, some things that they are working on for 2026 season, and maybe, just maybe, discuss some things for 2027. I bring back my segment of the famous, not so famous questions. Well, kind of, sort of. You got to stay tuned to listen to that. And then finally, I also speak with Kelly Robinson of the Minor League Nerd, in which we are talking about the history of Colombia and baseball. It's a great conversation. So, guys, without further ado, I'll give you the episode. You're just thinking about like the little minute details of that. Let me ask you this: comparing both the Portland Sea Dogs and the Columbia Fireflies, obviously different organizations, different logos, different weather, right?
Oh,
Weather plays a massive part in this, and I'm sure that some of your big ticket items in Portland are not really big ticket items besides the hat, right? Obviously, let's put the hats aside. That number one seller, we know this, but like compare those two stores and what is like to fill out the store in Portland to now here in Columbia.
well, there's a couple key things to understand first. One, obviously, they have two 500 square foot stores now in Portland. We have one 2,500 square foot store in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Massively just different options. So, Y axis, not so important except for on walls, I'd say. So the layout is much different. I don't have to lay things out the same way that I did in Portland, which is kind of nice, but there's definitely room for growth. I've already started taking notes, and next season, I think for 2027, there will be some adjustments in the team store, creating some more opportunity to put some product out. But to the physical product, to answer the real question that you asked, yeah, I mean, the weather does reflect a big difference in how things function merchandise wise. I mean, my first season or second season in Portland, we played one game on opening weekend because the first two were snowed out. How many teams have snow outs during baseball season? Like, not many, if not any. Like us and maybe the Fisher Cats, right? Like, and that's only if they're home too. Like, if they're on the road, probably not. So yeah, it's cold up there. So jackets, sweaters. The weird thing about New England that I never understood with how cold it gets. I mean, it gets below zero for over a month. You'd be lucky if it gets to like 10 degrees. People like crew necks. Like, I get it for the summer, but like even in the summer, it's like, I don't know, like it doesn't get that chilly at that point. Like, and if it does, I'm one of those people. I gotta have something around my neck, even if the hood's not on my head. Like, I don't know, crew necks were huge up there. Another thing, it does go to hats, but it's a different beanies, ski caps, knits, big gloves. Gloves are big up there. Knitted gloves. And here's one. And I got this from soccer. You'll appreciate this because of the love for Copa. But scarves. They never had scarves before I was there. And so I brought scarves to the table. It's something that we definitely could sell during the off season, but early April, May, it's cold still. There's no spring in Maine. There's no such thing as spring. It goes straight from melt and cold to just hot, humid summer. And so those are the kind of items that became very popular over there. that you could guarantee to sell. Blankets, another good one. But I think you could sell blankets in a lot of different places because they're not always just to keep you warm. Necessarily outside, that's definitely something that you could wear or use inside your house or take out to picnics or beaches and whatnot. There's a lot of different uses for blankets. Something just to sit on because you don't want to sit on the direct metal of a bench or a bleacher. But jackets, they had a lot of fleece, but not a lot of rain jackets, not a lot of weather jackets. And so Colombia, a lot of the opposite. Rain jackets are important. It does rain pretty heavy here, but it does dry up pretty quick. Um, Fleece options, you might need some for some and to some degree. Like during our holiday light season, it might be nice to have that. We will sell it because people do get cold. But jackets, have a couple jackets because it does rain, but nothing too hardy, nothing too heavy. Um, and then, well, when I got there, we had a lot of cotton based stuff, which is fine. But because of how humid and hot it gets, dry fit material, tri blends, things that are a little softer but breathe better, um, you find that they sell really well. Aside from polos, everybody loves polos down here. It does. I mean, we're 45 minutes from Augusta, right? Like the golf game in Myrtle Beach, you got 300 plus golf courses. Like we're not far from these places. A lot of people that live everywhere in not Columbia, but in South Carolina, they do these things, and so like it's just kind of common to the nature of what people wear. And so you do notice that too. Like in Portland, you'll notice what people are wearing when they show up to a game. And Columbia, the same thing. You just pay attention to those things, and you can pick up on them. But like I brought in some dry fits and some tri blends, and they become some of our quickest selling items because people want those things, and it fits the nature. It's things they can work out in, things that they can just naturally, casually go out in, and not feel like they can't breathe or they're too hot. And so those are some differences of physical merchandise because of weather or other things that might cause or choose to be why some things are more valid or important.
And it's interesting because here in the Raleigh area, it's the same thing. You got your polos, you got your hoodies because it can drop during the spring, even during the winter. So you'll have those, right? And going into late summer into fall, we do wear the hoodies, the jackets, and things like that. But like seeing the differences of what sells and not sell is very I find it very fascinating, just to see what each region of the country, like in different regions, is they sell different things. With that said, what has been one of your you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but like some of the biggest mistakes or some of the mistakes that you've made in merchandising that you think is like, oh yeah, this is gonna sell, and it just completely flops.
Uh, well, I found this to be one that's tough everywhere, but I know there's people that wear them, and I'm sure there are a couple places that like are the guarantee must sells, but I have not come across one yet. Long sleeve shirts in general. I mean, in Portland, don't get me wrong, they already normally ordered X amount of them every year. And then they ordered others and stuff. And so I kind of just casually just did the same thing. But I noticed like every year or towards the end of the season, like what did we have the most extra stock of? Long sleeve shirts. It's like, so why are we ordering all these long sleeve shirts, or why have we continued to order them? Um, that's a tough one. Long sleeve shirts here. Well, maybe. I mean, I'll give it to you. There might be like the exception, like Columbia Sportswear, PFG, terminal tackle kind of thing. Um, you know, they're sun repellent and they breathe well. I'll give you that. People fish, people golf. They're just nice to wear. They're comfy to lounge in. That I'd say it's anecdotal, but like your standard long sleeve shirts and stuff, like that's one of the biggest problems I've probably ever.
It just like you're trying to find, I was like, oh, there's some cool things that we can do with long sleeve, and you're like, nope, can't do that because it's not gonna be a hot seller.
I'd rather just be wrong for once on that one thing and be like, you know what, we're not doing this and missed out on that than do it 10 times again.
I was just gonna say because you have a budget that you need to abide by, and then not only that, but like, all right, let's say that it doesn't sell. Now you're having to mark it down, right? To because you got to get rid of this merch because you got to make room for the next merch for next year. So you cannot. It's like it's that balance that you got to keep.
I'd rather like staples order more of, because those are the like your standard logo tees are going to be like the things that people want, or people that are at their first time game, or it's just the iconic part of the game. It's like when you go to a Braves game, if you're a Braves fan, I'm not saying you are, but if you go to a Braves game, like you're more likely going to get the hat with the A or a shirt with the A on it, not something else, right? That says Atlanta or Braves on it in some stylized way. There are people that buy that stuff, yes, and I'm not saying you can't carry it, but the
Yeah,
most selling items are going to be the New York Yankee NY. Like you're not gonna some people will get the retro stuff, and that's fine, and that's okay. At one time, that was the logo, the hat with the bat, like, and it's still used prevalently. But the NY, everybody wants it. Everybody will wear it. People have never actually are diehard fans, but go to a game, they'll buy it. And so, having an over amount like of that stuff is great, but I'd rather have minimums of a lot of the other stuff and just hopefully sell out or get close to selling out and then calling it good. And if I run out of stuff, you know, you order a couple other things during the season in advance before you think you're gonna, and then you just replace it when you need to, and you just cycle.
what's up, everybody? Thank you for taking the time to listen, to watch this podcast. It is greatly appreciated. I am sorry that I'm interrupting the middle of your podcast, but it is for a very good reason. And the reason for that is because I wanted to let you know about a couple of shows that we have going on with the Data Chronicles. Every Tuesday and Thursdays from 8 p.m., actually, 8 p.m. until actually whenever we're done, it is the DHC Sports Show. We talked about all things sports on there, okay? So from baseball, basketball, we do some football, all of that, right? Join Eric Prophet, join Virgil Brooks, Patrick Larson, and Donnie Weiss, of course, myself, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday, we talk about that. All right. Number two, it is a newer show that we have going on. It's called Break Even Sports. And that's where we talk about the things that are not in the popular world, right? For FCS football, right? And NCAA football, the lower divisions, FCS, Division 2 and 3. We talk about some soccer. That's right. We do talk about soccer. And then we also talk about Formula One. I love Formula One and Indy Race. So there you go. We get that. And then a brand new show that I wanted to tell you. It is regarding Monday mornings. And this is a very specific, very niche show. Okay. It is, it's called Breakfast Takes, in which myself and Donnie Weiss, we talk about all the sports going on in North and South Carolina and the Carolina. So it's called Breakfast Takes. Okay. So just wanted to let you know that there's these three shows. They're all live. You can also catch it on my YouTube channel as well as Instagram and wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you for listening. And now back to the episode. I gotcha. Let me ask you this: Do you obviously the ones that you have to keep on constantly ordering are the hats, the jerseys? Those are the ones that you're like, okay, once we sell them, those are the hot ticket items. Let's keep let's keep that order coming. When you are meeting with these different representatives that represent different companies, such as let's say the New Era, 47, OT Sports, and things like that. Like, do you have a session in which you guys are brainstorming these kind of things? Like, hey, what's going to be a hot ticket item? Are you responsible for that, or is it someone with the team that's doing that?
100% me, 100%. And sometimes there is a little brainstorming. Usually they do come and say, hey, these are like what we have new. And they usually have some good prime examples. Like 47 brand, we do that a year in advance. All that happens a year in advance. They have a catalog that goes together. They have a contract with MLB. Whatever they show for MLB, they offer for minor league baseball as well. So all that stuff is accessible. And we order that a year in advance. And, some of that time is pivotal because we'll sit there and we'll go, okay, well, I kind of like this, I kind of like that. Is there a way we can kind of do both or take this element and do that? Sometimes, a lot of time I do that prior as I'm going through the season. I kind of see some of these items and I go, this would be kind of a cool concept. Maybe we need to look at doing this, or, that did really well last year. We didn't have it right now, but maybe we should do something similar or bring that exact same thing back. A lot of that happens. I kind of just do it as we go, and I do think in advance of doing that stuff. New era, it's a little different. They're the official hat of the MILB, so um, they do all the official on-field hats and stuff. So that stuff's pretty consistent, but we do have to place an order for the next year fairly early so we can make sure we get those. Custom hat process is a lot different though. GCP is a little different as well in time that it takes. I got a couple exciting hats coming out this year
Oh,
here to get ready. And I said, well, I'm in no rush. I don't care how long it takes. I want to get these custom hats done at any extent of time because I think they'll do well when we get them. And finally got approval for them. And they just said, hey, we need you to send us a confirmation email saying that they won't ever see the infield. And I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. We will not. We'll make sure the players don't wear them unless they buy them directly from us, and they will not play in them at all. So, yeah. So we got two custom, 100% custom hats coming out this next year, with a total of I think it's like 5 or 6 custom or GCP and custom hats coming out this year. Yeah, it's a fun process. Some of the stuff we do can be done in less than a month, depending on the time of the year.
and explain to me, just because I'm actually, I honestly don't know it, but GCP.
It's a form of custom hat. I forget what the actual the abbreviation is, but GCP is like I could take this hat and I could change the colors of it, and they can do it in a fairly timely, good fashion at a very minimum than the average on-field order. As long as it's part of the on-field option, I can tweak the colors in any way I want, but I can't. The players can't wear it. Obviously, it's not an official hat at that point. So, like a lot of the things that you see in like Lids Hat Club or Lids Hat Drop, a lot of those are done through GCP.
Gotcha. So also that you got Hat World, you got all of these other custom
A lot
companies that do all of that.
that's GCP. So they have a prerequisite book of stuff, and like it's limited, but it's all based off of pre-approved official on-field uses, or official hats for like the NFL. Um, Custom is a little different. Not everybody can do it. Some teams aren't allowed to because of what they have and are offered, but a lot of teams can, and it's literally 100% custom. I can take and do a lot of different things. It just takes a longer period of time to get approved and whatnot. It could take literally a year and a half for it to happen. So I do have one GCP hat coming this year, and then I have 2 customs, and then I do have 2 other GCPs, but those are for something else that haven't been released for the preseason yet. That's all I can say for that situation. But they'll be out soon, in a month or so. And then we have a couple theme night stuff that's coming out this year and whatnot. So, yeah, be excited. I mean, most of them are 5950s when I talk about these custom hat drops. We do have a plethora of hats coming anyways, like 47 brand, like a lot of cool, great hats, dad hats, snapbacks, pomonas, all that fun stuff. We do have a lot of great hats, but the custom stuff is usually 5950 driven, and sometimes we get them in flex fit. Sometimes we'll definitely get them in 920s. So there'll be some options for size and fitting.
Listen, I understand. I completely and 110% understand that. Like it is. Listen, as someone who is known as the dad hat, right? Like I I'm well aware that the number one king when it comes to the hat world is the 5950, right? The New Era 5950. That is like the OG of all hats, right? I get that. But I do appreciate that a lot of teams are now selling a lot more dad hats and they're becoming a lot more popular.
Yeah, but that 47 cleanup you got on is top notch.
Oh, by far. Like, right, this is the mason jar, right? I mean, this is the stonewashed mason jar 47 cleanup.
Yeah. No, cleanups are sweet. I like a good cleanup hat. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Preferably, I wear a lot of 5950s, but if I'm wearing an adjustable, I'm a big cleanup fan.
Yeah, see, for me, the 59, the cleanup, the 47 cleanup is my number one choice. Then you have the 920, the new version of the 920, because there was an older version of the 920 where they were using the same material as the new era 950, and it was an absolute disaster. Like it was just such like when you think of a dad hat, you think of something that you can just obviously like do this to it, like you crunch it up, and it still goes back to the same form. With a 5950 or that old version of the 920, you did that to it, you ruined that hat.
You'll leave a dent. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that. You definitely do not want that in a new era.
don't try that at home.
Yeah,
Um,
don't do that.
I just made a lot of people cringe. I guarantee it. But yeah, so like vendor play, like I said, a lot of it happens a year in advance. Some of it can happen within a month, just depending on what you're ordering and the extensive outsourcing. If it's domestic, very quick. If it's imported, obviously it takes longer. Um, so, but yeah, good amount of hat selection and good things going on.
And again, I'm okay with that. I like that. Let me ask you this without really mentioning anything. You said you have a total of 6 different hat variations coming out this for 2026, correct?
Um, the first one actually was supposed to be dropped probably like a couple weeks. I think I was gonna drop it on Hat Day, like next week, right? Like I was gonna drop it, and I only received a third of my shipment, and I was like, "Hey, where is my stuff? You got? I'm not paying a single thing. Like, I need answers." Because we ordered 950s. I mean, 5950s. We ordered 920s. We ordered 3930s, and the 920s showed up. Where's the rest of everything? And I didn't get. I got ghosted. It felt like for a while. I mean, and I was like, no, like you guys, I need answers because like we ordered these. It takes a while to get them made, and what's going on? And I finally got an answer, and there was a cargo ship incident. They said something about fire and major water damage. I don't know if it got dropped or if something happened to the boat directly, and I don't know the full extent, but a cargo container with my shipment on it got destroyed. And so that's being all remade and it's been postponed. Probably won't release it on Hat Day now. So that's the first hat of the year. Um, Tough notch to start with.
Yikes, dude, that sucks. I'm like, well, at least you have the 920s, but you can't sell them because you only have the 920s.
Could, but I could, right? I could. And I've contemplated it a couple times. It is sweet, but I'd like to do the whole collection.
No, I get it. But listen, as a dad hat collector, a 920, I would like, listen, I will be interested. That's all I'm going to say. How's that? I will be very interested.
Will say this, I will this because it doesn't need to be that big of a surprise, but it'll still it does is a keynote to the powder blue. It's more of an affiliation color scheme than it is a firefly color scheme. So
I like
it
that. I like that.
will pay homage to our big brothers in the MLB.
Let me ask you this, and obviously because this is something a little bit different than what you did in Portland. In Portland, you had a little bit more freedom with different color variations, obviously because you had the affiliation with the Marlins, and then now the Boston Red Sox and everything. So you had different color schemes that you could work with.
Right.
With exactly right. So you had the Marlins teal blue, and then you got the red, right? But with Colombia, you're very limited to what you can do, even though you're using the Kansas City Royals affiliation. There is some limitations to what you can do with those colors.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough one because navy and neon's a great color scheme, but neon is not always easy to come by. Hence why I said earlier, like when it comes to custom hats, I will wait as long as I have to because I want to make sure I get the right neon color and make sure that I can use it to any extent that I want to if I'm going to do that. Um, Now, I don't always have to do these color schemes. You know, we can go down the hat drop. And I did that in Portland too. We have some very off colored hats that I added to their collection. We did a Moxie themed hat. I don't know if you know what Moxie is. It's a very unique soda that is made in Maine. Distinctively different is what they call it. It's like, think of Jaeger, but non-alcoholic. It's like a black licorice soda. It's very interesting. I hate black licorice, but I do like Moxie. It's exquisite.
You're not going to be able to convince me of the black licorice. I just can't do it.
I don't eat anything black licorice, and I tried it because I like to try things. And the first time I drank it, I was like, I don't know about this. And then I tried it again, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I don't drink one often. It's like every once in a while. But there's people that like live by this stuff. Yeah, thinking about it might put a bad taste in some people's mouth. It's like I said, distinctively different. But like
It's an acquired taste.
it is. But we can do that here too. Like, and I just haven't got there yet. Like, we're like a younger team, right, and a younger organization, and I want to try to stay true to the brand, but be unique and different in that way, and uplift our unique color scheme. And so, that's the angle I'm going with that for now. The powder blue does tie in not just because of the affiliation, but because of that affiliation. Most Sundays, I think it's almost every Sunday of the season, we do dress down in powder blue jerseys. And they're pretty cool. They have a nice white script across it. It says Fireflies, has the bug on the side. And then and so these are inspired partially by that, but they're also inspired by the fact that we do that because of our affiliation.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I don't,
Go ahead.
I was just saying, again, it's not an official on-field hat. It is a GCP hat, but it is a good custom fit.
I'm excited to see what you got cooking with the Fireflies, because obviously, yes, I also wear some 5950s. Don't get me wrong, I still wear them. I have a handful of them. I have been influenced by my friends, right? Especially Donnie and Patrick and Eric and Virgil. Like, these are guys that are my friends that they are always wearing the 5950s. I'm the one who wears mostly dad hats.
No, and I mean, if you're friends with Patrick, I mean, there's no way you can't at least own one fitted hat. And guess what? Hey, they make great shelving displays. Like, they're good to have just if you like them, whether it's in your office. Like my dad, he has fitted hats, but he doesn't wear them. But he's like a Dodgers fan and all this stuff, so he has like Dodger hats on his shelf and on his desk, right? So you don't have to wear them to have them. They also look great on a hat wall, or if you have at least a small collection, as we both have agreed with. And also, I mean, if you're friends with Donnie, I mean, he has a great selection of hats. He goes dads, he goes fitted, he goes
everything.
Official league hats. I mean, you name it. He if he likes it, he likes it, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, I own everything. Like, I own at least 30 official league hats, at least. I'm addicted to them. They're great. They're great fit. They're different, right? And I'm literally looking away right now, but I'm looking at your website right now, and you have one of the cool official league hats that you work with, right? Those are cool. I like those a lot. I think they fit great. They're very loose, and because there's a lot of the cool thing about official league is they understand that there's a lot of fans that they're not fans of the typical hats that we think of, but they're fans of that because it's a different fit and it fits a subset category of fans.
Official League's unique. We'll get back to the custom hats of 2026 real quick, but Official League is great, and I'll be subtly biased. I mean, I'm from the Northwest. They're from Portland, Oregon. They have that skater streetwear vibe, and I grew up in that. But I think it's valuable to a lot of other regions in the U.S., and it's unique in its own way that people can gravitate to. But the cord hats are awesome. I've had a great experience working with them. I designed an awesome hat in Portland that's geographically based, and it has waves around it and everything, and then it has slugger swimming in it. So from that point, I had a really good kickstart of customization and what they could offer me and what they allowed me to do. And so we took it as far as we could with that, and it was a success. I mean, everybody, not just people in the New England area, but we were selling these hats all over. The Official League owner even bought like 2 of them. It's like, you make these. I'm sure you have extra samples lying around. Like, why are you buying these? But it's such
he believes in the brand. That's why.
It's a good brand. But it went so well that that next Coachella season, they based a hat kind of off of that idea. Now it doesn't have waves on it, but they made a rocky geographical landscape on the hat, and it said Coachella and the font and everything, and it was a cool hat. And they told me that we liked your wave hat so much, and the idea that inspired it, that we wanted to try to offer that for something else. And they sold a plethora of those hats. And so when I got down here and I met up and found out that my rep, back to the vendor conversation, my rep here is my same rep that I had in Portland. So, we hit it off and started talking about these things, and he told me that. I was like, well, now I got to find a way to one up that, because I can't let that be the holy grail at the moment. And so I came up with the Midland cord, and it uses part of our primary logo, which is a uneven landscape with some palmetto and a crescent, and the stars in the sky are little green X's that make fireflies. And so we put those all around the hat. The eyelets are the same color, so the eyelets doubled as more fireflies, and the button on the hat doubles as an extra firefly as well. And so that was all inspired by that, and we made a second version as well.
I was just gonna say there's 2 of them here, right? Because you got the blue, all blue one, right? And then you have the white one with the blue.
One's supposed to be like nighttime, and one's supposed to. There's no corduroy that glows in the dark, so we wanted to try to create a color that felt like what you would see if you think of glow in the dark, without it actually glowing. So when the sun hits it, it kind of refracts a little bit of white, even though it's kind of like an off green color. It's a very, very interesting color. But you'll
such a sick one too. Damn.
notice there's no X's on that hat because of that reason as well, because it's not technically nighttime.
It's so sick, dude. I'm looking at it right now, because even the eyelids are white. The button is blue, but everything else is such a different difference from the all blue one, which is obviously supposed to mirror night. And yes, it does have the little X's, and it's such a sick logo and such a sick hat.
Yeah, and it's not what we've done where I'm doing it, but the Toronto affiliate in Florida, I met up with him. I'm a good friend of their merchandiser in Dunedin. I pronounce it wrong.
Dunedin.
There we go. I don't know why I can't. It's a tough one. Can't get them all right. But I'm good friends with them, and he talked to me about some of the stuff that I've done and really likes it. And so I collabed with him, and you'll have to wait and see, but they have a geographical cord based off of Dunedin coming out this next season that I helped design. So I'm excited for that. It's taken off. It's something I love to do, is designing stuff, and so
Dude, these are sick. I'm sorry, they are. They're amazing. They're great hats just because one, again, they're different. It's something totally different, and I'm sure you as a designer, it really does allow you to step out of the normal 5950 or 47 or 920, right? Like you're stepping out of that comfort zone for a lot of people, that you're giving them also something different and something cool to really look at.
no, and that's that, and it's a different style. So technically, in some ways, you can think that maybe there's a different demographic, or you're creating opportunity to get people that are 5950 lovers to go, hey, or 950, or hitch hats or whatever, to go, hey, maybe I'm going to try something a little different. Get people to branch out a little bit, or you're just hitting a just complete different demographic to begin with.
Yeah, no, this is sick. I like this a lot. It's really cool the way that the official league has come in. And I remember when they came in and they released some, obviously Portland Pickles, same ownership, right? Portland Pickles, and now the Lake County captain. So it's like, I'm oh, trust me, I'm there, and it's like this is different. This is cool, and the way that they have come in and done such a great job with MLB Paint and NBA Paint. It's cool. I like it. I'm sorry. I'm rambling, but it's just because I'm such a big fan.
No, I don't disagree at all. And like I said, I'm not even like it. You can. It's a little biased, but like low key, it's a great brand. Even if they weren't from the Northwest, I would, and it was 100% the same brand and company and product. I would stand by it no matter what.
Well, I'm from all the way now on the east coast of in North Carolina, right? Like I'm biased towards it because they're different. So I appreciate that what they do. I really do. But getting back to the GCP and the custom hats for 2026. So you say you have that one, which is very oriented towards that partnership, partner with Major League Baseball. What's the other one? Is there anything that you can say on the other one?
2 college themed ones. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
We very limited, very limited. And then we have 2 full customs. So there's 5 right there. And then we have a theme night that I can't speak of yet.
No problem at all. We will leave it at that.
GCP, that is an official on-field hat that will be exclusive. You could say 7 if you want to count our 2026 Mason mascot hat. That is the new BP hat for 2026. I said that backwards, but yeah, the new BP hat for next year or this year.
I like that one. That one right there. Interested in seeing if you do bring eventually a dad head version of that.
I ordered it. They just didn't submit that part. That's a
Gotcha.
different. That's sadly, I wish I could say it was a shipping container thing, but it was not. So 7 hats technically.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. All right. So we are, because I want to do a little segment. I am bringing back a segment that I haven't done in such a long time. It's called My Favorites, Not So Favorites Questions. And I'm going to ask you some random questions to get to know a little bit more about you. But before that, I want to make sure that I give you the time to say if there's some of the things that you guys that you can't say, right? Because there's some things that you cannot say. Is there anything that we should be excited about, that we should be putting on our calendars for the future?
Oh, the 2026 promotion schedule is going to be fantastic. 10-year anniversary. I mean, this next season is going to be off the wall. I mean, we've put a lot of great effort into building it, and it will be getting released in the near future, and there'll be a lot of excitement for that. And I mean, we had a record-breaking season last year, made it to the playoffs, went to Game 3, and yes, we fell short, but I have very high likeliness that we will be able to repeat it again, if not hopefully take it this time. And, things happen. So but I think it's possible. Um, Great organization, great affiliation as well. Very Kansas City is top notch, to be honest. They may not have the most World Series, but the way they run as an organization and how they care for their team and their players is unlike most other teams I've seen. 2027, we're already cooking. We're working the books, getting some good things excited. We have, I'd say, two real big hats coming out in 2027. One's like a City Connect theme night, and we're cooking our Copa brand and revitalizing it. I can't say what or how or anything about that, except for Copa's getting a little steroid boost.
I like it. I am such a fan of that. I cannot wait to see what you got cooking.
It's gonna hit, to say the least. It's gonna hit hard.
Yep. Let's leave it at that, my friend. All right. Kevin, I'm going to ask you 5 random questions. I have them here on my cards, okay? These are totally random. They're not baseball related. They're just things that, that to get to know a little bit about you. Sounds good?
I'm sweating.
This is the part that everybody gets a little nervous about. All right, so here we go. Here's the first one for you. If you were to think about this one, you think about the spy, right? Like, if you were to see like like spy movies or anything like that. But I'm gonna turn it a little bit on you. What Disney princess would make, in your opinion, the best spy?
I mean, that's an easy one, actually. I don't even think I had to think twice about it. Just a funny question. Um, Mulan, probably.
Dude, I'm with you there.
Low key, she was a spy, but not in the essence of like trying to like break barriers and like to like enemy line. But like, I mean, she did get in enemy lines in some degree. But I mean, she was covert, 100%. Like,
You're right. You're 100%. I can't argue with you. I like that answer a lot. I like that answer a lot. I've asked my daughter that question, and every time I answer a question, she asks me the question is a totally different answer, but she has said Mulan a number of times. It all depends on the mood for this kid, right? Like that's how it goes with kids.
yeah,
All right. Question number 2. If you could be a character in any movie, does not matter the theme, does not matter the genre, anything. If you could be any character in any movie, who would you be?
that one's tough because now every movie I've ever liked or watched or it's out the door. It just blank. Um, that's tough. Well, one thing that comes to mind is I was a big Paul Walker fan. So like Brian Spill, you know, Fast Furious, being Brian, that would be kind of cool. You get a little bit of a lot of different actions, movie to movie. But he played a lot of other good roles too. So um, that wouldn't be a bad one. Let's just stick with that. Yeah, let's keep it
Dude,
simple.
you and me grew up in the same time because like I was such a Paul Walker like fan when he came out with Fast and Furious and stuff. So he was a good dude.
The Disney film that he did way before when he was younger, that wasn't a bad one. He did a scary movie with a semi truck driver, and I forget what it's called, but they're like playing with the comm radios, and they're screwing with that one guy. Like that's not a bad movie. I'm not necessarily saying that's the character I want to be, but he's laid it down.
Dude, he was in Varsity Blues. He was in Skulls. Um,
Another good one. So
so that Varsity Blues was a great movie, man. And not a lot of people think about that one, but that was a good movie. You're right. You're right. You're right.
show my wife that one actually.
There you go. All right, here we go. Let's see here. In your opinion, think of all of the animals in the animal kingdom. Which animal would be the biggest party animal?
Well, that would be the savannah party animals, the monkey. No, I'm that's not my personal opinion. I'm just saying baseball reference. Party animal. I mean, an orangutan. I think Jungle Book. That's one option. Like those monkeys got down. They did. The orangutan was pretty wild. Um, Party animal.
See, this is where it gets tough because you start thinking about it. All of the different choices that you could have.
Yeah. Oh, um, a panda could be pretty fun. I think.
Pandas are different. They're a different breed, man. Those guys are different.
Fun. They're a little wild though. This does go to kind of a monkey take, but lemurs. I'd say a lemur would be cool. I think
All
they
right.
would be pretty fun swinging around. I think what's that? Madagascar. I think of those guys, the lemurs and stuff. They're wild, man.
Oh my god, I like to move it, move it.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah, I like that. You know what? You're right. I like that one a lot. All right, well, let's stick to the theme animal here. Okay, so we got 3 questions that we're done. We're gonna number 4 here. If you could have any wild animal as a pet, which animal would you choose?
wild animal.
Yep.
Yeah, I've always wanted a spider monkey. Those little spider monkeys. Those are kind of cool. It's not technically wild, but it's close. An F1 Savannah cat. Have you ever heard of those?
No.
You got to look that up. You do. It's like the dog of cats. I mean, we're talking. It's smaller than a cheetah, but it's a pretty big sized cat. It's F1 because it is like full bred almost. It's full bred, but it's wild, man. They're very friendly, very docile, very they're kid oriented. They're not gonna but they're very protective, like your standard like German shepherds and your security dogs that you want. So they can do some damage, but they are also very family loving.
Dude, they look like a cheetah.
Yeah, but they're way smaller. I promise
Yo,
you.
yeah, 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 yeah. They're 100% a whole lot smaller because I'm seeing humans holding these little things, but it's like, wow.
They are bigger than most cats. Definitely
Oh,
domestic.
so I'm literally looking at a picture right now of that cat right next to a domesticated cat. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So no, they're very well trained, composure through the roof. So
I
I would
like that.
definitely one of them and a little spider monkey.
Okay, I'm good with that. I like that. All right, last one. This is a super easy one. Okay, as a kid, what was your favorite cereal that you liked as a kid?
Yeah, that's easy. Fruity Pebbles.
Bro, I still love Fruity Pebbles to this day.
I have a dog bowl that I got from Vans Off the Wall when we first moved here. I bought some new work shorts and some shoes and things just to help weight it because I'm working in a hotter environment. I ain't wearing slacks and pants to work, so I had to get some shorts. And the one of the people working there was from Portland, Maine, and they loved us so much in our interaction. They gave us a bunch of goodie stuff, and so they gave us this Vans Off the Wall dog bowl, and I literally eat cereal out of it.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm telling you, I love Fruity Pebbles. It is one of my favorite of all time. I go to there's this ice cream shop that makes a Fruity Pebbles ice cream, and then they top it off with actual Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, dude, if you're ever in Myrtle Beach, the Crazy Mason, they do milkshakes and stuff, and they do them in mason jars. They do dessert one. They literally put whatever you order is on top. So like, there's a breakfast one, and it's Fruity Pebble milkshake, and then they put frosting on the with Fruity Pebbles, and then they put a Belgium waffle, and then fresh cut strawberries, and then a big dollop of whipped cream. And it's amazing. But they do, like, my son, he ordered one. It had a full slice of cheesecake on top of it. Like, yeah, Crazy Mason. That place is.
Okay, all right. I got to put it on the list of things to do when we do visit Myrtle Beach. That's amazing, dude.
I am sure there might be another one somewhere. I'm sure it's not the only one, and if it is, more reason to do it.
Kevin, thank you so much, dude. We are here almost 2 hours. This interview has gone almost 2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes right now is for us talking. So thank you so much for doing this. Where can people find the team in all of that on the socials and things like that?
Cola Fireflies, Columbia Fireflies. On social media, you can find us on pretty much every platform. And then you can mostly just find me on LinkedIn. So maybe that might change. There might be a merch Instagram or something in the future. I'm not too sure about that yet. Got to run that by some people on the front office side. Yeah, you can find us on every platform.
I say this: there's a lot of teams are doing that. They're doing the merch Instagram for the team. So I'll be definitely want to be one of your followers for that. So let me know on that. And I'm just looking at the website right now for the Crazy Mason. That's sick.
We were there for a month ago, around Thanksgiving, and they already had the Christmas stuff out, and I got one with two Christmas trees on it and a bunch of whipped cream and red and green sprinkles, and I tell you what, it never lets anyone down, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll put it on the list, man. Thank you so much, man. Make sure that you guys are following the Columbia Fireflies. If you are looking to do any kind of business or any design, make sure you connect with my friend Kevin here on LinkedIn. We will definitely see y'all. We'll try to make sure that I'll try to make it down to Columbia sometime in the season. So
Yeah, hey, stop by, and if you ever want on one of the podcasts or to meet up with you, Donnie and Patrick, and do some discussions, I'm open to it. We can always talk about anything.
Sounds good to me. I mean, we've talked for an hour and 40, so I think we're good. We're good with talking. So welcome everybody. And so guys, really quick, I want to do a quick segment here for you guys, and I'm going to be doing this going forward for the Dad Hack Chronicles podcast. I am going to be giving you not only the interview for the person that I'm interviewing for the team and what's going on with that specific team. This episode obviously is going to involve the Columbia Fireflies. So I have my good friend and fellow podcaster, Kelly Robinson. Oh, look at that thing. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, you got to see what he is wearing, a beautiful white jersey with the neon green, and that hat is absolutely gorgeous. Is that the one that glows in the dark?
Both the cap and the jersey glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark. See, there it is. I love
back in 2016 when we went to a game.
I love that. So guys, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you guys check it out. Or if you're not, go on there, hit the subscribe button, and then take a look, because he has some cool stuff going on. And we're going to be doing a little show and tell today, because we're going to be talking about the history of Columbia as far as baseball is concerned. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of extra as far as that's concerned. But before we do that, Kelly, tell me a little bit about your podcast and what you do, my friend, because it's great.
So I'm the Minor League Nerd, both YouTube channel and podcast. So our regular shows, which are currently on break for the season, we cover the history of minor league baseball teams, stories, just various things that happen throughout minor league baseball, but mostly focusing on the history of teams. We'll cover from the start of the team all the way up to, we tend to stick more with pre-1990 teams. So, we'll just cover the entire history of the team, telling stories just about the different franchises.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
The new season will be starting in April with the start of baseball season.
Oh, that's amazing. Wait, hold on a second. You're not doing spring training? That's crazy talk.
No, not doing spring training game. No, because I need more time to get these episodes together.
I get it.
But there will be 2 episodes, and this is breaking news. There will be 2 episodes airing in February. I'm not going to talk about what they are, but There are going to be 2 episodes airing in February, both on podcast versions and on YouTube. But we are doing, during this time off, we are hosting doing a show called My Favorite Baseball Memory.
Mhm.
We're having different people on. It's in every other week, so basically 2 episodes a month, where we just have people on to talk about their favorite baseball memories.
All right, my friend, let's get into this. Let's get into a little bit of history of Colombia, because obviously it's very storied, right? I'm sure there's a lot of teams that have gone through Colombia, South Carolina.
There have been, they've mostly played in the South Atlantic League, or
Okay.
as it was kind of is now, but not as much, the Sally League.
Mhm.
So their first team actually played in 1892, but season didn't really last all that long. It started it started in April and ended in early June. It was they were the Columbia skyscraper. Actually, no, sorry. Lost my note. Oh, there. Yeah, they were the Columbia Senators.
Okay.
It was a Columbia. There was a team in Charlotte who didn't have a nickname, the Charleston Seagulls, and then a team in Winston, North Carolina, who were called the Hornets, and apparently later changed their name to the Blue Sluggers. But the whole league fell apart on June 10th when the Winston team disbanded.
No. Okay.
4-team league. You can't really play with 3 teams. Doesn't really work.
Right.
There have been some leagues in the past that were 4 teams and dropped down to 2, and they just played each other. No fun.
Yeah, that is no fun.
But through the end of April, so end of April to early June, they ended 17-10. Sorry, 17-15 was their record, and that was in 3rd place. But as far as I can tell, no pennant was actually awarded because the whole league just fell apart. So
Yeah.
but then there was a team, the next team, which was a professional team. I searched newspapers, I couldn't find anything confirming this, but there was a team called the Columbia Skyscrapers that played a non-league season in 1903.
So this is not the first time that I've heard this, but like there's a lot of teams that have been started before. And for perfect example, it was the Disco Turkeys. They started as a
Yep.
non-league team. So this is not something new, right? This is something
Right.
that has gone further back before.
Yes. Yeah. The organization of minor league baseball, the National Association of Professional Baseball Clubs,
Mhm.
or what we know as minor league baseball, didn't come about until 1903.
So we have a lot of.
That's when there was the actual organization, and they did the structure, class A, B, C, and D.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Columbia played in 1903 it's just basically like the Disco Turkeys, taking on all challengers. But in 1904, they decided to join what was given a Class C designation, which would be 3rd level. So basically, it'd be like single A today,
Okay.
or high A, really. The South Atlantic League, where they played as the Skyscrapers.
Interesting name.
Yeah. So it's funny. So I did a search. Apparently, so there was some really tall building in Columbia. I forget the name of it. I'm sure other people will know it, but it was a tall building in Columbia. I don't know if it was the tallest in the South or one of the tallest, but it was called the Columbia Skyscraper. So that's where they took their
Got
name.
it. Okay.
They played in that league with a team from Macon, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, and Augusta. Skyscrapers didn't do too good. They finished in 5th place, 47-62.
Interesting.
And this was before playoffs, though. Playoffs didn't actually come around until 1933 in minor league baseball, but
Sure.
there was the split season, and the South Atlantic League did do split season off and on throughout their early existence. And I should also say this South Atlantic League is today's Southern League.
Gotcha. Okay, so the South Atlantic League changed names to.
They changed their name in 1963.
Got it.
And then decided, so there was the Southern Association, which was like one of the higher leagues, and they folded. And so after they folded, the South Atlantic League, it's like, we're going to change our name to the Southern League, but we're going to start with a whole new slate of records. We're not going to include the old records. So they started as a brand new league, brand new name, brand new record, and
Interesting.
ended up getting bumped up to a higher level.
Okay, I can see that. Okay.
But this team, the Skyscraper team, actually ended up playing through 1912.
Oh, so they had a pretty good, decent run.
Pretty good run. changed their name up several times. They were known as the Gamecocks because it's South Carolina.
South Carolina.
They were also known as the Commies and the Comers, which this is long before the term commie became a bad word here in this country.
Bad term. Yeah, exactly.
But commie was short for commissioners.
Huh.
So instead of going at being the Columbia Commissioners, they were just shortened to the Commies or the Comers.
Interesting.
But this team also was not very good. They finished in last place 5 times.
Mm.
But they finally did have some success in 1911. So this is when the South Atlantic League was doing a split season. So you had the first half winner facing the second half winner in the postseason championship. They won the second half title in 1911, but lost in 6 games to the Columbia Foxes.
Columbia Foxes.
Columbia Foxes, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, sorry, not Columbia, sorry. Columbus Foxes.
Columbus. I was going to say Columbia. They had 2 teams in.
No, they didn't have 2 teams. Sorry, Columbus Foxes.
Columbus Foxes.
Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't play in 1913. And then they came back in 1914 through 1917 as the Comers once again. And I've got a
That's a beautiful hat.
Columbia Commies cap, and you can see it's a short brim. I believe this is 1912.
All right, so it's a white. So that's kind of like an off-white with some pinstripes going down on each side.
Down the seams, yeah.
Yeah, on the seams, right? So you got the red star with the C in the middle of the red star. And
White
it's a
C.
very short brim.
Very short brim for the time. And
Yeah.
it's a navy blue.
I like it. That's a beautiful hat. Is it
this-
green underneath the brim?
No, yes, actually it is. Sorry.
Look at that. It's hat
This
in
is-
green.
This is Ebbett's flannel.
Oh, of course. Got it.
So couldn't pass that up.
No, of course not. Why would you?
But yeah, so then they came back as the Comers again, like I said, playing through from 1914 to 1917. 1916, they won the second half title again, but lost once more to this time get ready for it, the Augusta Tourists.
Wait. Hold on a second. So the Taurus has been a name that has been in Asheville forever.
No, Augusta.
And now this is Augusta.
The name began in Augusta, Georgia, not Asheville.
Look at that. See, we're learning something new here.
Asheville didn't actually get the Tourists name until much later. I mean, like, you look now, that's one of the things that I mentioned a lot on my episodes is a lot of the information we have for today for teams of the past. The names aren't the same. Sometimes they didn't use the name. Sometimes they use different names. They didn't actually use the Augusta Taurus until I believe it was the early 20s. And I think it was actually, the Asheville Taurus into the 20s. And I think it was because the Augusta Taurus moved to Asheville.
And that's so they kept the name with them. So let's just instead of being Augusta Tourists, we're going to be the Asheville Tourists.
Yeah, because Augusta wasn't working, so let's move somewhere else.
Makes sense. Okay. It's very minor league.
Yeah, it's very, teams move all the time. It happened back then. I mean, teams moved in the middle of the season sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then the league played in 1917, and most people who are big into history like me know something major happened in the U.S. in 1917. We joined World War I.
Correct.
So that I call the first great disruptor of minor league baseball, because there have been 5 big disruptors of minor league baseball. The first one being World War I, which lots of teams ended up starting the season, but then shut down early. Some didn't come back in 1918 for the war effort. Some just never came back at all. The South Atlantic League did start in April. They started after the U.S. declared war. They played their season, but their season only went to July 4th.
Wow. Okay.
Due to the war effort, no league went fully, not even Major League Baseball went all the way through. Major League Baseball ended up cutting their season a month short.
So that way they could go ahead and,
so that way troops could then be sent. But so don't want to get off on World War I, which I could talk about for hours, but we won't.
So can I.
But so interesting. So this is an interesting thing that ended up happening with the Columbia team in that year. So the first half season was won by the Charleston Seagulls. The second half, Charleston and Columbia finished tied for first place with an 18-10 record. So now we would use head to head or some other way. Well, back then they didn't do that. That wasn't a thought. So what they did is Columbia and Charleston played I think it was a best of 5 game series to see who would win who would win the second half title. And if Columbia won, then the two teams would meet again
in the
for
championship.
the championship series.
Wild.
And so Columbia hosted the entire series.
Okay.
So the first game was played on a Friday.
This is crazy.
Yeah. First game was played on a Friday with Columbia winning 4-1. Then the next day they played a double header.
Oh my God.
And so like now with minor leagues where, it's 7 inning double headers, back then either they would play the full 9 innings for both games, or the first game would be 9 innings and the second game would be 7.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that was an actual rule or if that was something that the teams would agree upon.
Just agreed. I was like, listen, dude, we're just tired. Let's just finish this off.
Right. So the Columbia won the first game 9-0.
All right, so they're up 2-0 at this
2
point.
games to nothing.
Okay.
And then they won the third game 4-2 in 7 innings. For a
Okay.
3-game sweep.
All right, so best of 5. So now that kicked off the championship.
And that sets up the championship series, which was then hosted by both cities.
And was this a best of 7?
This was a best of 7, which the Comers won.
Oh.
They won it 4-2, bringing Columbia its first league championship.
The commies, huh? The commies, they won the championship.
They apparently were the Comers then, but I think people still use.
They just call it the commies.
Yeah. Starting in 1919, they weren't going to use the word commies anymore.
Well, I wonder why.
That's ended there. But like many other leagues, 1918, the league didn't come back just because of the war effort. So many, such a shortage of players. I mean, so many teams leagues and teams just disappeared.
Huh.
But they moved back. They came back in 1919, once again joining the South Atlantic League. And this team was much, much better. It started off as a Class C league, as it had been.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1920, it moved up to a Class B, which is at that point the second highest in minor league baseball, Class A, and then Class B. This team won 3 straight pennants as the Comers. They kept the Comers name, won it in 1919, 1920, and 1921.
Cool.
So very, very successful time for them. And then it went third place in 1922, not too bad, but 1923, they ended up being so bad that the team moved to Gastonia, North Carolina on July 26th.
They're like, we suck this bad. Yeah. We're just embarrassed. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, so bad they didn't even play in 1924.
Oh my God, that's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they came back in 1925, playing through 1930. Again, not a good stretch. Playing in the South Atlantic League. Again, not a really, really bad stretch. They never finished higher than 6th place. The league only had 8 teams, I think, one season. So that tells you how bad they were.
That's bad.
1 year, they went 40-106.
Ugh.
In 1926. That is just not a good.
That's not good. No bueno.
And then so that they folded along with the league in 1931 because of the second great disruptor, the Depression, which also devastated minor league baseball.
So you said 1941?
Oh, no, 1931.
1931. Okay, so we're up to number 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is the second great disruptor.
We're about to get a third big disruptor.
You're jumping to the third one, yes.
Yeah, I apologize.
No, not a problem. You know it's coming. Everyone knows it's coming.
Everybody knows it's coming. Yeah, exactly.
So 1934, they joined the Piedmont League.
Piedmont League, okay.
The Class B Piedmont League, which basically ran from South Carolina. It ended up going as far north as Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Later, yeah, it was mostly in the Carolinas and Virginia.
Okay.
But when later on, when the league existed until 1955, the Piedmont League, and when other leagues started moving into their territory, they ended up moving north. And I think they went as far north as York, Pennsylvania.
Jesus.
Towards the end. But again, it wasn't another good year because in the middle of the season, they moved to Asheville. This team was called the Sand Lappers.
I'm sorry, the Sand Lappers?
Sand Lappers, like as if you're swimming.
Lapping, yeah.
I don't know what a sand lapper is.
Neither do I.
Look it up. Maybe it's a local South Carolina thing or a Columbia thing. Maybe Donnie could tell us.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Donnie, the mayor, we're gonna have to ask him what a Sand Lapper is. He's from
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah, but they only ended up going one more year without a team because they came back, joined the South Atlantic League once again in 1936.
Okay.
And this began a pretty long stretch, except
Okay.
for a few years during the third great disruptor of minor league baseball, which was World War II.
Yep.
So this time they actually became an affiliated club for the first time. They signed up with the Washington Senators, playing 3 years with them, 36, 37, and 38. And then in 1939, they teamed up with the Boston Bees, also known as the Boston Braves. And then 1938 saw them make the playoffs for the first time because the South Atlantic League started using a playoff system.
Interesting.
But it didn't go well. They got knocked out in the first round by Savannah, losing in 7 games. So at least they made it interesting.
I like it. I like this.
Then 1939, they joined the Cincinnati Reds, where they would stay with the Reds for a really long time up until 1955.
Oh wow, that's a long time. You're right.
Yeah. And they
Long
played as the Columbia Reds. So they were
the whole time they were the Columbia Reds.
The whole time they were the Columbia Reds. So they were Paul's enemy, taking their
when it comes to Paul the Baseball by Design podcast. Like, he does not like. Well, neither do I, honestly. When the minor league team is,
I never liked it, but like if the major league club owns it, I have less problem.
Yeah, I get that. But if you don't own it, why should you?
I at least like it when the team will though like be creative with it, like not just go straight up. Like the Tampa Yankees were just terrible because it was all they look just like the Yankees,
right?
But other teams would kind of do their own thing but keep the name. So
Memphis Redbirds,
yeah,
you know what I mean, like when they did that. So
yeah,
okay,
but yeah, they were the stretch through 1945, or sorry, through 1955, except for the third great disruptor. The league didn't play from 1941 to 1945 because it shut down due to World War II.
Correct.
Sorry, it was 42 to 45. They didn't play. 1941 was their last.
The last season that they played.
Yeah, which they won. They won the South Atlantic League Championship Series in 1941.
Okay.
And then when the league came back in 46, they won it in 53. So they had 2 more championships. That's 3 championships for Columbia, South Carolina that they brought.
I like it.
But then things got bad because in 1956 and 1957, they were with the Kansas City Athletics.
Whew.
And well, yeah.
We know what happened with the Kansas City Athletics.
But they didn't play as the Athletics. They played as the Gems.
Columbia Gems.
The Columbia Gems at this point.
Okay.
Never didn't make the playoffs.
Short. They're like, nope, we're good.
Then there's a big long stretch where there is no team in Columbia, South Carolina, no professional team.
So there's like regular teams here and there, but nothing professional.
Nothing from 1958 to 1982.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a long time without a team.
24 seasons or 25 seasons without baseball.
Baseball. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like no professional teams. Like, I don't know if Columbia, they might have had like local teams play or
like
sandlot teams. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. But they weren't professional. That's all I can tell you.
Okay. All right.
But 1983, they got a team when the Shelby Mets from, I believe it's Shelby. I don't know if Shelby is in North or South Carolina.
North.
I think it's South Carolina.
This is South?
I think it's South. But they moved to Columbia, becoming the Columbia Mets.
Okay. There is a Shelby, North Carolina.
Is Shelby, North Carolina? So that might have been Shelby, North Carolina.
There's both. So there you go.
I think this was South Carolina, but I'm not 100%. I did not look it up.
It's because it's right there on the border.
Okay. So it's like the Bristols.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. The state liners.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so then this started another long stretch, which this team started in 83 and actually went all the way up until 2004. So I guess not that long a stretch, about 20 years.
Still.
So they weren't the Mets the entire time. They did win a championship as the Columbia Mets in 1986.
Mhm.
19 actually it was twice, 1986 and 1991 they won as the Shelby Mets to bring 5 championships, South Atlantic League championships, to the to Columbia. But this, I
Okay.
should say, this South Atlantic League is not connected to the old one.
Is
This
it total is a different one.
It's a total different one. This one started in 1977 as the Western Carolinas League, became the South Atlantic League in 1980.
Okay.
So they're not the same, they're completely different. But in 1993, they changed their name, and I have more visual aids.
Ooh, I like this. Let's go.
They changed their name to the Capital
Oh,
City Bombers.
that's
So
such a nice logo. So you
but
get
that's
that's a black hat with a
yeah, black
C
hat,
on it with the plane going through the sea.
yeah, with a red outline of the sea, red and then white outline.
That's right.
But there's more,
I like this.
because I also got from our friend Donnie Wise a game worn Capital City Bombers jersey.
Is that like a cream color or is it white?
It is a white, but it's kind
It
of dirty.
started as a white.
It was white, but over time, and you can even see some of the piping down the middle is kind of faded.
Yeah.
But what I really like about it is
It's a side patch.
side patch.
South Atlantic, 90 years of baseball, the legend, the league of choice, the
The
league
League
of
of Choice.
choice.
Yeah, it says established 1903.
God, that's beautiful, man.
So that was a gift from Donnie,
That's
which
a beautiful jersey.
yes, it is fantastic.
Ah,
But yeah, so they were the Capital City Bombers. Won the league championship in 1998 to bring 6 championships to Columbia. But like all good things must come to an end. After the 2004 season, they moved to Greenville, South Carolina,
mm,
to become the Greenville Drive, meaning Columbia didn't have a professional team any longer until 2016, when
the Fireflies took
the
over.
Columbia Fireflies took over, moving from Savannah, where they were the Sand Gnats.
Sand Nets. Which, by the way, the Sand Nets, I still to this day love that logo.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Unfortunately don't have a cap.
Neither
I never
do I.
got one. I haven't looked for one to see. But yeah, Columbia, the Fireflies, which we went there in their first season in 2016,
Sure.
where I got the cap and jersey. It was a good time. I really want to get back, because when we went, it was just the ballpark. There was nothing else.
But it's different. I'll tell
Yeah,
you that.
that's what I've been told. Like we walked through a field that was all torn up to get to the ballpark,
Yeah.
and that
It's
it was it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like I had when I went there, and this was a couple of years ago, but they had a whole parking garage, they had restaurants, and it's beautiful ballpark.
Yeah,
So I
that's what
gotta go back.
the cool thing when we were there, the guy who closed for Columbia was the son of Mariano Rivera. It was Mariano Rivera the third.
What?
Yeah, I got some pictures of him. They weren't that great; they were kind of blurry because they were motion pictures.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, Mariano Rivera the third was pitching at that point when they were affiliated with the Mets.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's very cool. Also, very cool history on Colombia. Like some of these names were awesome.
yeah,
I mean, I know that what the implications of calling yourselves the commies, but the hat is great.
yeah. That
You know what
is,
I mean?
yeah.
With that piping right down there, down the stitching and the red hat. That's
That
great.
short brim,
Yeah, the short brim is great, man.
you wear it,
Great
and
transition, by the way, on your part from hat
yeah,
to hat.
yeah. I lots of practice.
Yeah, that's a nice hat, dude.
I really do like it. It's more a recent, recent, like in the last year. They've had it for a couple years,
Mhm.
but I finally gave in because there were others that had priority, and it's like, okay, it's still there. So
Let's get it. Yeah.
yeah,
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's awesome. Kelly, dude, thank you so much for giving me a little bit of history on the Columbia baseball teams and leagues. that was there from the very beginning. So this is cool, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. If you guys have a chance, go on YouTube, go on Instagram. Kelly does a really good job telling the history of minor league baseball up to the 90s, right? You know, we stop at the 90s there.
Sometimes into, but
We
usually
you delve into it, but it really is great. Great videos. He does put a lot of work, so make sure you guys go ahead and take care of that. I really do appreciate that, Kelly. Thank you so much, my friend.
no problem. I'm happy to do it.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. He will come back when we do cover another city when it comes to minor league baseball, whether it is affiliated or not. But we will cover that city and we'll give you guys the history of that one. So until then, we'll see you guys in the next one. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to the Data Chronicles on YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And then we will see you guys in the next one.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum,
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast.
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.